Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming by. I've got a great show lined up for you today. So, we've got 80s, 80s, 80s. So, it's got 80s cartoons, 80s toys, and maybe some 80s movie posters that we're going to kind of laugh at. So, I do appreciate you all coming in. Looks like we got 6 watching. So, thank you for coming by. I've got a great guest lined up as well. Some of them know as the Clown Prince, but others call him Joker Voice. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it is I, the Clown Prince of Crime.
Very cool. And how are you doing today?
Oh, if I was any more amazing, I'd be illegal.
That's good. That's good. So, so what? Do you want to kind of before we kind of get started? Do you want to kind of introduce yourself and what you got going on in the YouTube world? Because that's where people
Okay.
can find you, right?
Yeah. You can find me. I've got my own channel, Joker Voice. I do pop culture commentary, mostly a lot of Marvel, Star Wars. Um, I get known for not liking a lot of things, but I let folks know that there are some stuff that I do like out there. I've done some the recommendations, and I just have fun. I like
Yeah,
just letting folks know my thoughts, and yes, I my thoughts definitely deviate from a lot of norms out
that's
there. So,
okay.
oh yeah,
That's what fandom is, right? You
absolutely.
are allowed to share your opinions and hopefully not lose friends over it.
I'll always said as far as a fandom goes, if you're a fan, should be able to critique as well as praise. If if something's bad, call it out. It's bad, and you're not happy with whatever creative is in charge of something that you love.
True. Yeah.
Yes, and R2, the Red 5 network just loves my
Well,
opinion.
you
So
probably bring a little spice, a little salt to them, right?
a
So that's
little, a little,
that's good though.
yes.
I'd like to have you. So yeah, we've got a couple people in the chat here. We got Sam all the way from India or Dubai, depending on his travel. So thanks for stopping by.
Good morning,
He's trying to
Sam.
make us famous in that part of the world.
Right?
He's also a good follower over there at After the Weekend. So thanks for coming by, Sam. And some call him the my internet best friend is R2 the Icky. Good to see you here, bud. Thanks for stopping by, or thanks for showing up. So what's the oh, and you popped in. Look at here you go.
Look at that. I know, right?
Joker saying hi to you. Well, this is my seventh episode. Sorry, that was my kid.
Okay,
Kid on stream.
gotcha.
He's excited. He wants to hang out too, but he can't. So
Aw,
that's what happens, at the YouTuber lives of
right.
the. So what did Archie say? Well, after the weekend is Red 5, so we love you, JV. So there you go. So
However the kids do it, I don't know.
this
Bo-
way, yeah, I think, yeah.
Boomer.
Uh, and then we also
Rogue.
got Rogue coming in here. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. Legion of Memer here. He's doing some good stuff over there, making funny memes of all the YouTubers. So if you get meme by Rogue, that means you're big time. So
Well, then I'm not big time yet.
well, you're almost there, right? I think you're at 2 something. You're 250 or
234 or something like that.
okay, very cool. So
Yeah.
if you haven't subscribed to Joker Voice yet, please do. I got his link in the description, and it's also in the chat. He
Well, what are you waiting for?
yeah. So like I said, he does do some very good reviews. He's honest. He does pros and cons. So he doesn't just tell you like why he hates it. He does tell you why he likes it as well. So please check him out. I think you have
For
an
sure.
Instagram maybe too, right?
Yes, at Joker Voice 71. So you can
All right,
just
very cool. Oh, here you go. Here's little Spidey. He'll probably enjoy the kiddo. This is R2's little boy.
Oh, hello, little one. How are you today?
He's always a big supporter, so I appreciate it. So,
That's great.
um, So yeah, this is my 7th episode. So again, thanks to everybody for coming by. I still can't believe I have 7 episodes. And Joker, thanks for just being here. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, right? We're
My
gonna do some
pleasure.
80s
My
stuff.
my pleasure.
So like I said, we were gonna dive into some 80s just nostalgia.
Okay.
And one of the first things I want to just kind of give us that feel, so we go back in time, that we feel kind of back where we were. I'm going to show a little clip here from a old commercial. You
Okay.
ready for that one? All right, so
Sure.
here we go. This is let's see here. Let's make sure I got it up. So let me know if you can hear the audio too. Just want to make sure that's possible. So this is from a YouTube channel called 80s Commercials, and they post all kinds of old commercials. So if you really want to go back in time and kind of see those commercials how they were, definitely check out this channel. So here we go. Yeah. So let's see. Hopefully I didn't lose it there. That would be a bummer. So yeah. So that was the what do you call it? The old
Kenner
Bob.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Kenner Star Wars. Sorry, the video like stopped on me there for a bit. Give me a second. I'm not sure what's happening. Malfunctions,
Yeah.
all part of the show, right?
Technical
Technical
difficulties.
difficulties. We'll have it. We'll redo it here. So not sure why that happened, but whatever. So do you remember Fruit Roll-Ups at all?
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yes.
had them. I had them. I really enjoyed those. I thought those were good. You would always like kind of roll them up, and then your hands would get sticky. And
Yeah,
especially
oh,
here in
yeah.
Arizona, if you
Yeah.
didn't eat them fast enough, they would melt.
Right.
So yeah. Oh, yep.
Well, we never saw the body, and he was conveniently not there when the bomb went off.
True. You're right. So I got some other ones. I got some more commercials.
Oh boy.
So do you remember really like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna share the screen here. Do you remember when like you would get commercials before the commercials? Do you remember that kind of stuff? When yeah, commercials before the commercials. So you got commercials like this.
Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah. RoboCopter together. RoboCop vehicles and figures with Robo.
So that's always good stuff there. It kind of gets me in the mood
wow.
of nostalgia.
I actually the other day, and I know we're going to talk about this at some point, but there's I think there's a channel on YouTube where I watched like 3 hours of 80s and 90s cartoon intros.
Yep.
Which was
yeah. So that YouTube channel, 80s commercials, they do a lot of that. So you can actually submit your old VHSs, and they'll find them and they'll put them up.
Oh wow!
So I do recommend that you check that out. And yes,
R2, the language here.
Oh yeah, language. Jeez, RoboCop. He shoots the great
bad people in the region.
Hey, Codenomics, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, bud. So you also mentioned one of your favorite cartoons was, another clip to kind of get us in the feel of 80s again. And then, because remember, you get the commercials, and then you get your intros, and then your show would start, right? So I don't know if they really do this today anymore, but now we have an actual show intro. So, and this is from, maybe some people might know this one from the chat, but this is so every 80s cartoon had an intro like this, right?
Yes.
And they had you would get the characters flying in, like Ninja Turtles did the same thing. They would fly in, they would zip down.
The Thundercats,
the music,
same thing.
Yeah, right. And then you'd have this like real big logo that would come in, and it would shimmer, and it would shine, and it would spin. It would do all kinds of stuff.
And
so
then you would have the story of that episode, and then right at the end, for a lot of cartoons, there was like a moral or something. There was like a moral or the message.
Yeah. Rogue says he liked Street Sharks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like a.
There was also
type feel. So
yeah, there was also another was called Tiger Sharks, was in the same vein as the Silverhawks and the Thundercats.
Yeah. So hopefully, seeing those commercials and seeing those TV show intros got you in the mood for some good 80s tonight.
Oh,
so
yes.
maybe at the end of the show we'll replay the Silverhawks just for
R2. Yes, and knowing is half the battle.
It is. But however, I think if I play that one, I might get tagged. So
you might.
I don't know. Maybe.
More you know.
Maybe R2 can make me a clip for that. So
right.
He makes clips for everyone else, but for his internet,
what was it?
Doesn't
what
make
was it
clips for me.
What was it? What was it? The intro. The intro. What? There's another channel. Loki's Mornings of Mischief. He puts a lot of these little cartoon clips in his intro.
Yeah. I think most people like watching clips from old commercials. Like sometimes I'll put it on while I'm doing yard work.
Oh yeah.
You just kind of go back down memory lane. And
it gives you a little pep in your step.
What does code say here? The other half of the battle is unadulterated violence and bloodshed.
I'm fine with it. It's good.
I will make you a Silverhawks clip of Thundercats.
Ooh.
Okay. Sure.
I'm fine with it.
So, 80s was, a lot of different things. People tried. I think it was the age where they just tried everything.
Pretty much. Let's throw everything against the wall.
Yeah. So we got a good representation of that for my bad graphic design segment. So as always on Late Night with Cap, we laugh at kind of funny design mistakes, or it could just be odd. These are not really bad. They're just kind of like ridiculous, but they fit the time. So we're kind of going to go over those. So the first one here is Star Trek Voyage Home. This is number 4. So this is the one where they go to save the whales in San Francisco. They had different versions of this poster, but for some reason they made this one as well. It's very interesting because they are in a different time because they get chucked into the future. 1980, I think, or sorry, past. You're right. My bad. 1980 something. I don't remember the year, but and at that time, and always San Francisco was a little on the flamboyant side. But I thought it was
a little
interesting that they have the
rainbow bridge right behind them.
And Kirk's like, where am I?
Like, why am I here?
Yeah, and almost from afar, it looks like Spock is under arrest with handcuffs.
A little bit.
Not sure why he's here. And then I like the punk rocker kind of over here to the left.
Right.
He seems out of place, but he seems in place all the time. And you've got the police officer back there. And visually, if you look up real close, I thought that was funny because 80s, 70s, disco was kind of a big thing. It almost looks like it says Disco Bank back there, but it doesn't. So almost a little bit. And you got 25-cent movies out there in the background. So,
geez, I remember when God, the price for gas back then. My God, I won't.
Yeah. So Rick wanted to add something here. Coke was prevalent even with cartoon show creators.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure this artist here with this created this as well.
Was doing a little something.
So this was just kind of ridiculous. Kind of I'm not sure if it really says Star Trek.
It says it says something.
It does say we're out of place. We're not supposed to.
Yes.
Let's see. $10 says the punk rocker voted for Biden. Maybe if he was around, I think he ran for president at that time too.
Possibly, yeah.
So he could have.
Possibly. And then he got neck pinched, and that was the end of it.
This Sam says this poster is kind of quaint. Yeah, it is.
That's an excellent use of the word quaint.
it's not bad. It's like I said, it's just kind of fits the time. But if you were to see this poster today, a lot of people have
right, and you know, the the part of this film that makes me just remember one of the best moments of the film is the whales are out, and then there's like they're barely off the coast of California, and there's international the whale hunters, and I'm like, I don't think they're in international waters yet, but okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
And then the harpoon hits the side of the hull, and then they decloak. And I'm just trying to imagine what someone in like 1984 seeing a bird of prey, just like
they would lose their mind.
Oh, I'd check my shorts.
Well, I mean, I think that would happen today too if a bird of prey showed up. But
yeah, you're probably right.
But I just remember from that movie they took up the water. It was like something with the water. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Transparent aluminum.
The right makes me think Star Trek Quest for the Pride Parade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this came out today, you would that as well. So it all good, all in fun. The next one is something around like the 80s were real big on the slasher films. You know,
yeah, they were
scary movies. Well, does anyone remember Return to Horror High?
No. And probably for good reason.
The reason why I thought this one was a kind of ridiculous poster was, yeah, it's pretty generic with all the text, but
that's a man hand.
I'm sure this is a man in the photo because of the hand, not a cheerleading lady.
No,
with a skeleton. So she's not only does she have a skeleton face like one other famous villain from the 80s, Skeletor. She also has man hands. So yeah, I don't know if you remember seeing this movie. I think I've seen it. It's about a bunch of kids that go back to high school where a big murder happened, and then it's pretty much all the popular kids. You know, they go back and do some mischief, and they're older. I think they're in their 20s or something, and then I am pretty sure if you have the Tubi app, it's probably on there somewhere, because it says
that app is
killer to the right, stand up, sit down, fright. So
yeah, because that app is just, if you like the old like if you like the old B films, like the 80s, like sword and sorcery, like Roger Corman type stuff, Tubi has got that stuff in spades, and it is glorious.
Yeah. You probably could find that out on Tubi's if you're still interested in watching it. So yeah,
I might be
remember Horror High, but when I was little, I found my brother's copy of Horror High on VHS.
Oh, okay. R2.
Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that.
R2 in this chat, I've got a whole new respect for.
Yeah, he's a different person when he's not on app. Yeah, and it's in this picture. Like I said, I don't think it's a lady, but very
probably not. That's
interesting photo work here.
Yes,
and the color gradient in the background really burns the eyes as well. So, so make sure if you're going to do something like this, and maybe it was on purpose. I don't know. Maybe they did it on purpose, and it was supposed to be someone.
It's maybe it's a Frankenstein's monster, and that's the hand that they have there. They just don't have the stitching showing.
Yeah. I mean, probably he's probably hiding behind a mask or something like
that. And code man hands, excellent Seinfeld reference there.
Yes, good job. That was early 90s, but yeah,
it was early 90s, but it's close enough.
So like 80s, Riverdale Ricky. Yeah,
sure.
I took away for a bit to look back and see man hands. Yeah. It's what happens on Late Night with Cap. You never know what's on the next clip here. So next movie, most of us remember this, especially if you were a kid. I really liked it. I still like it. But they really wanted you to like this movie.
Oh yeah,
Came out. So this was Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox, and it came out right around the same time as Back to the Future. But I don't know if it got a lot of good praise just as Back to the Future, because this poster is just
shilling.
Just shilling. They just threw him on the poster, put him on some hairy man, and then said, "You must like this movie. It's way better. Come watch it."
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's good to see. The more things change, the more they've stayed the same. You watch any commercial for, like I said, the new, like just the new Thor film. It's you're like, did you guys watch the same film? Because
yeah, awesome. It was horrible, but still loved it. Yeah. I mean, I always still watch it, but I guess during this time they really wanted you to watch it because they didn't think it was
roof surfing. Yes, that and roof surfing that became a thing.
Yeah, and some
people
of us
were stupid. People were stupid back
I
then.
won't get into it, but some of us tried that.
So someone's speaking from experience then.
Yes. Don't tell anybody, but
too late. You've already told the internet.
Yeah, it's a decent movie. It's more nostalgia for me because when I was a kid,
right,
I liked basketball, and I actually was a big fan of Michael J. Fox. So anything really him in it was like,
well, because there are two films from this decade that are just god awful films, but I love them so much. Flash Gordon,
yeah,
and Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. They wanted you to really like that movie too, and it really didn't pan out.
No, it was so bad. It's awesome.
Yeah. So those are my not really bad design, but ridiculous movie posters from the '80s that I thought were funny.
Thank you, Code. Again, Code. I like you, Code.
Yeah, Code's he's a good one. He's a good guy. So yeah, again, if you want to follow me on Instagram and check out some of my graphic design stuff, you can at Instagram at Gunter_graphics. I'll look forward to seeing you liking and commenting on my stuff out there. So, all right. So yeah, so movie posters. Now we're gonna kind of get into some cartoons that you and I kind of liked. You mentioned some.
Kind of like I
or you're really into.
Oh, I have been a fan of animation for just like ever since like I remember watching because I will still watch and love like the OG Tom and Jerry, where there's just no dialogue and it's just the violence and chasing and just slapstick, and I will still laugh my ass off. Oh, I said ass. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're good.
Okay.
You're good. That's all right. So I just want to address something here because there's something going on in the chat. I don't know what's happening. So it looks like, haha, Stream Elements put Code in timeout. Yeah, I do have a caps. Sorry, Code. I do have if you use an extreme amount of caps, it turns on. It's part of Stream Elements. It's to avoid those unwanted.
The body bots.
Yeah, helps me kind of keep those out. See, Sam, it didn't happen to Sam. I bet if he did one more word, and Dino Riders, a good show. I remember that one.
It's okay.
If he did one more word, he would probably get timed out. Sorry. Oh yeah, we got Wookie Be Bad coming back on. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. Masters was. I think he said Master was as a kid.
Epic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some of those movies that we talked about and some of these cartoons now, I bet you if you rewatch them, you would be like, why did I like this?
Oh, no.
Really like so we'll go ahead and start with the first one here. So this is one of my favorites.
It is great. I love this one. I love the fact that it jumps into cartoons and using their imagination that will throw like they will throw them into clips of actual films, and it was just brilliant.
Yeah. I remember the Star Trek episode when they were all kind of pretending to be on the bridge, and then they did Star Wars, and then they did
like Superman, right? Indiana Jones.
Only movie that was big at the time. Muppet Babies pretended to be that. And then you never saw the nanny. You always saw her legs,
right?
Which is kind of fitting, right? If you were a toddler and
her green socks,
you never really looked. You that was your level,
right?
The knees. So, old school Muppet Babies. Yep.
Oh yeah,
can't go wrong with that. Let's see what R2 says here. I love that cartoon as a kid, and it was done by Marvel Animation. Yeah, it was. And I think that's why they were able to use some of those footage from those movies.
Right.
Because they were in, and Jim Henson, he did all the some of those movies as well. So it seemed like the people who wrote these stories, and the cartoonists, they knew some people in the business, so they were allowed to kind of stuff. So this, like I said, I always enjoyed this one. I'm trying to remember if I didn't, but my wife, McDonald's, had a Muppet Babies promotion on Happy Meals, and they had the Kermit like Christmas and the Kermit Miss Piggy. She still has those today, so they go way back. So I think they tried to redo this show, and I don't know if it's doing as well as it was before. Before Gonzo was an address. You are actually correct.
Does anyone remember the name of Gonzo's chicken?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Camilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. There you go. Let's see. Poor Fozzie Waka Waka.
Waka Waka Waka.
Yeah, and even had Beaker. It had
yeah.
Yeah, if you watched the Muppet Show, you would know.
I believe the only original character was Skeeter.
This one right here, right?
Scooter's sister.
Yeah, right back there. Yep. In the back. Right. Yep. Yeah. Wonder what happened to her after they got big time.
OnlyFans.
So another cartoon was on your list. This was Thundercats, 1985.
Epic! The greatest cartoon intro of all time, bar none.
Yeah. I always remember, he'd hold the sword, and it would just like we said before. You always had that big time intro with characters. They would fly in. You would get the sword slashing.
Yep.
You get the music.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, who was your? I mean, most people wanted, who was your favorite character? Before I say anything.
I actually, Chitara. Come on now, because, let's see. I liked them all except Snarf, and in the 2011 reboot of Thundercats, they correctly made Snarf like just a pet, and that is one of the better reboots that I've seen from a story.
Yeah. I remember Snarf, and he was a little annoying, but
Snarf.
You needed him,
right? He was like the nanny.
You needed him. The twins were pretty funny,
right?
But what was it? Mumra was the bad guy.
Mumra.
Yeah,
and then they had the Obi-Wan of the series Jaga.
Yeah. So Wookie B Bad comes in here and says Silverhawks was pretty good. Well,
it was
just for you, because I know you came in a little late, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna show something for you, because I'm sure you would appreciate this. So.
The Wookiee, you were in for it,
and we're the big and then the title. So while you're finishing, I'm gonna try to find Thundercats here real quick.
And then and then of course the thing about the 80s cartoons, these were all half-hour commercials to sell toys.
Yes, and we will definitely get into that here in a little bit. Let's see if I can find the intro here. 1 second. You know, sometimes you like try to find these things, you don't always get the what you want. Okay, here we go. I think I found it.
Here we go.
All right.
Yes, the Wookiee, and it worked.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, these cartoons were just, they sold a lot of toys because of these cartoons. And that's why you had like He-Man, that they really just they wanted to make a toy, but then they had to do they wanted to do the cartoon first.
Right.
So so right here, let's go. Let's go ahead and play this here. So give them 1 moment.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? This is from Saturday Morning Classic.
Yes.
See, everyone had that
the
real big intro.
Right.
We're here. Here's the heroes. Here's the
bad guys,
who they are, and then you got the cool music. So they all had that kind of thing.
Right. And R2, you are definitely right. Actually, Andre at Midnight's Edge has a series of little tutorials about exactly this thing.
Yeah. So there's again, you can find a lot of these out there. Hey, Jacob Ironside, thanks for coming by. Good to see you. So let's get back to, we had Thundercats. But this one I don't quite remember. It was
my God, such a good. Okay. If you can pull up the intro of this was like, for a lot of folks my age, this was our first dive into anime. It was this and Speed Racer, and then later on in the 80s there was Transor Z, Voltron, Robotech. So this was a lot of our first taste into the anime, the world. And this, I loved this cartoon. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I to be honest, I do not remember this one. You might be a little older than me, so
actually, the con, right?
Yeah. Then that I do remember Voltron. I do remember that.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I found it.
Okay.
Battle of the Planets intro.
Yes.
Let's see if this is it here. So let me make sure, and I'll share it here, and we'll see if this one is what you. Okay.
Here we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Very Japanese.
But again, big music, big text.
Battle of the Planets.
Don LaFontaine. Come on now.
G-Force. 5 incredible young people with superpowers. And watching over them from Center Neptune, 7
Zark 7.
Watching, warning against surprise attack by alien galaxies from beyond space.
Yeah, see, everyone had that intro where here are the heroes, what the battle is, and I think G.I. Joe was like this too.
Very much so.
Yeah, this is very 70s. right before the 80s.
G-Force, fearless young orphans protecting Earth's entire galaxy. Always 5, acting as one. Dedicated, inseparable, invincible.
Oh, memories. So good.
So there you
Oh.
go. Let's see. Some people went crazy in the chat for that. So we've got
Right? Code definitely did. Nerdgasm Central.
Yes.
Yes.
Bad said I was 1. Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. So
Oh,
there
God,
you
yeah.
go. I
That's
was
let's see.
82. So,
Let's see. In 79, I was 8. So
yeah. Code said this was barely a thing in the U.S. when I was a kid. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't know about it. Jacob, I think, is a little on the younger side. My first experience with anime was Dragon Ball Z, which is not a bad anime.
No, not bad at all.
Don't be ashamed.
Code, you are definitely right. How can you tell it's Japanese? Panty shot.
True. Yeah, it is true. And then, yeah, Code. I think Code might have to come back later.
Right?
He had a
I need a moment. Hold on. I need a moment. Hold on. I gotta. I'm back. That was quick.
Oh, okay. Code doesn't agree with me, but hey, you know, if you were in, you know, growing up in the 2000s,
right?
Yeah, that was your thing. So we've got. Let me bring that back up here. The next one I was going to talk about. This is more in the 90s for the 90 kids, but it was kind of on the tail of the 90s, and it says you all over it. So.
Oh my God, this is I would say one of the most important series in animation, because usually you didn't deal with a lot of dark subject matter. This really tackled it, and this was the only when they would do the painting of each cell. This was done on a background that was black instead of white, so everything was. And this animated series actually recanonized the origin of the Mr. Freeze, which is now the accepted origin.
Yeah, and Sam says absolutely, JV. This was the show. It was. I mean, I remember making sure I watched every episode, every thing about it. I mean, I ate it up, watched it. If this was on replay, I made sure to watch it. You got Harley Quinn came from this show. She
correct
was introduced. I don't remember some other. I think there was a few others that might have been introduced in this one. You had the big broad shoulders of all the men,
right?
And then you had the square jaws.
Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman, and I've got my autographed.
Here, hold on. Let me make you big here, and then you can kind of tell people what you got.
My autographed cell from Batman the Animated Series of Moi, signed by Mark Hamill, which I'll just leave it at that. Mark, stop talking.
Yeah. Well, you have a thing called keep talking, right? You want him to stop.
Yes. Mark should stop talking.
So
and yeah,
the cool. Looks like my description was a little off there. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But yeah, the next cartoon that we talked about was BRAVESTAR. I don't know if anyone knows of this one.
I've seen an episode of this. And just going back to the previous one in 92, the Warner Brothers was just killing it this year and the previous year, because you had Batman the Animated Series, and also in the same year you had Tiny Toons, and then the following year you had the Animaniacs. So just hit after hit after hit, and then from this you got the Superman Animated Series, which then Cartoon Network, you got Justice League, which led to Justice League Unlimited, and then which led to the DC Animated Universe, which DC, if you want to kick Marvel's ass, stick to animation. I'm just saying.
Yeah, DC's got always has been good on the animation side. But again, this was another cartoon that was trying to capitalize on all this.
Right.
It's about a Native American marshal in the future.
I remember. Okay, because I remember that gun because it was like one of the first things. Like it was like pre it was like came out around the same time as like a laser tag did. So that little red thing on the bottom was a sensor that you could have targets and shoot stuff.
I'm pretty sure that was a toy. Again,
Yes.
they did make this show for toys. They wanted to pitch this, and he was kind of like Wild West in space. I do remember a little bit of it, but it never panned out because there are shows like that. There were the big ones that everyone's like, oh, I know that one, I know, but there were so much cartoons that tried to grab onto that, do the intros, the adventures, and then you got some like this that people don't really remember.
And I would say that kind of really started. I mean, as far as the 80s went with the GI Joe stuff, because that was really just big intro, and then you had and then you had the moral at the end, and it was just
right. Yeah, they kind of all followed that line of. Right. Then here's another one, and R2 would probably like this one, so hopefully he's still around to check this out.
Oh, he's there.
He says he wanted that gun as a kid, so he might know who this is.
You lie, sir.
Saber Rider. Sam says, anyone remember Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs?
I don't remember that.
Cartoon. Yeah, Code is like laughing at this because
BRAVESTAR. Yeah, BRAVESTAR.
But here's another one that most people might not know, but R2 might like this one because he's a big fan of John Candy. So this is Camp Candy.
Never heard of it.
Literally just John Candy running a camp.
Summer
so
camp.
Not only did you have the high-powered action cartoons, you had these little
goofy
ones, kind of like let's see, I'm trying to remember some other ones from that time period. Yeah, John Candy. There you go. Yep. So I do remember that cartoon. All right, cool. Yeah, you had these little goofy ones too. But they also had kind of like that intro, like even
the animation style. It now just popped into my head. Reminds me of the Groovy Ghoulies.
Yeah, and Tiny Toons was kind of like this style.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
Uncle Buck had a cartoon. Yep.
But yeah, so the Groovy Ghoulies, Jabberjaw, Josie and the Pussycats.
Yep. I do remember Pirates of the Dark Water. Now, if they made that movie in a live action, I think that would be awesome. I think the Pirates of Dark Water would be a cool show.
Not today. Wait about 5 years.
Yeah, true. But yeah,
don't do it now.
Maybe someone else can pick it up and do it. But yeah, this is one of those cartoons that
The Message.
Oh wow! Look at that. Can you do that again?
The one thing you don't want is The Message.
Hey, look at this. Look who shows up.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Vader?
Hey, Vader. Thanks for stopping by. Just for that, I might try to find something cool that we showed earlier, just so he can see it.
Please do it again. Yes.
This will probably put the mood back to where everyone was excited because of. Let's see here. So, which one do you want to play for Vader? Do you want to play Battle of the Planets or Silverhawks?
Let's do them both. Come on now.
Okay. All right. So hold on. Let me get it ready here. So, yeah. So we were talking about old school 80s cartoons and intros.
Salty Nerd.
There we go. That one there, and then everyone Code wants me to
whatever number Salma Hayek would be at Taco Bell, I would order a dozen. Yes, twice.
Sure. What's going on? Wait a second. What's going on?
Idea.
We've got I Love Tacos. Hey, what's up, Salty Nerd? Highlights. And then we've got
Code. No one dares badmouth the Silverhawks. Come on now. Thunder. Okay, Vader. Very good.
Okay. Well, this one is what Code loved, so we'll
And me.
make sure to we'll just make sure we make Code's night again, so before he goes to bed. So I'll make sure to play it here.
This big music.
Oh, they killed me. They killed the stream. I'm done.
What?
Yeah, they took me down.
Oh, you got copyrighted?
Yeah, damn.
No.
Yeah, they took me down. Too much fun. This is.
Oh, that's just lame.
Yeah, they killed me. We didn't get into good stuff. No. Yeah, I probably played it a little too much.
All right.
Figured that would happen. So, yep, they took me down. Stream suspended for private policy violations. Yeah. Oh darn.
Sorry.
It's all right. I'll blame Code. Jeez. Okay. Well.
Rain check. Dude.
Well, yeah, like that. That really is a bummer. This never happened to me, so I don't know. So I guess I got taken down. So,
Wow.
so I'll go and end it. And
Okay.